All right, welcome back to the Heiser Media coverage of the third annual Fort Washington Open presented by D-Town Disc Golf. Got some coverage sponsors here, Cosmic Discs, D-Town Disc Golf, and of course, Reaper Disc Supply. I am Nate Runkel here on the commentary team, joined by my good pal Lee Gould, and we are going to get started on hole 10, par 5, 576 feet. This is the longest hole on the course, presented by Slippery Saucers Disc Golf.
Another challenging hole. Scores can add up really quickly on this hole.
And this is the course's only par 5.
Yep.
Great little green there.
Yep. Tight green for sure. See if Josiah can get something going here in this back nine. That's a good shot.
And that was a good shot. That's kind of what you want to do. You just want to kind of get up there and have a good placement for your second throw. A little low on the throw there, but I think he should be all right.
Playing that good placement shot again from Eric.
And a great rip.
Yep. Smooth. Just big power. Hopefully that got left quickly. You don't want to be too far right.
Don't hit it. Skip. Yeah, it works.
And I'm going to guess that throw went forward.
Yeah. Oh, this needs to get fading. Come on now.
Get over. Oh, and it got hung up on the hill there.
That was a very bad kick there. Trying to sneak through this inside route.
It's a little rough over there.
Yep.
Why? It's so low again, dude.
Fade.
Oh, no.
Yep.
It does look like it kind of got, well, I guess I was wrong. So
No,
I'll
yeah.
stop saying that. It looked like it kind of got slapped out before it ended up in the damage, but the damage was done.
Yep.
Bro, why are you flipping on me?
Oh, I think it took another kick there.
Yep.
Yeah, and Josiah's tight on the right. What a good
placement
pitch
shot.
out.
He'll be able to, he's advancing. He's gonna have a long look at the basket. That looked like a nice shot from Dan. I don't look like he penetrated into the green there.
Can't tell if it's skipped or not.
Oh, and that's a great shot. That was, yeah. I mean,
Just smooth as silk.
that's textbook play there. I mean, that was beautiful. We did have an eagle on this hole, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah. Local player Curtis Toes got the eagle on this.
This is another hole that the average is the par.
Yes.
Great putt.
Part of that good design by Sean Smith. We played
Yes.
very close to par that Fort Washington does. Nice birdie to get.
Yeah, two great birds here.
Yep.
All right, linkdgsupplies.com bringing us hole 11, par 3, 313 feet. Got an OB kind of straight ahead, protecting some wetlands there. And that kind of wraps around and can be an absolute challenge if you get stuck in it to even kind of recover.
Yeah, for sure. This hole playing a good 7/10 of a stroke over par.
And now I told you that hole 7 is my favorite, and now I will introduce you to my least favorite.
Oh, wow. This is the hardest hole in the course as far as par goes.
It is. It is.
Yep.
And you know what? It's only least favorite in that I can't play it.
That's a
It's not,
challenging one.
but it is. I think it is definitely the numbers back it up, but definitely the most challenging hole on the course.
That was another super smooth shot from Eric. Just playing down the right-hand side. Looked like he finishes straight. Should be in good position to approach for his par. See if Lucas gets aggressive here.
Was that a putter?
I don't know. I don't know his bag. So. I mean, he finished pretty far up there.
That looked like it
He's the
hit.
furthest back. These are a bunch of good drives here. These are all good places to get.
You know, someone watching at home who's never played this hole is going to be like, "These guys are liars. They said this was hard."
Yeah, no, these are good drives.
Stay up.
Hit it.
Oh.
Oh.
That was good bid for the birdie there.
Yeah, this is just about as perfect as you can play this hole.
Yeah. So they're just tapping up their pars here.
Elevation bringing us hole 12, par 3, 330 feet. This is that same hill that I talked about on 9, the same hill that I talked about on 8. Well, now this is the biggest drop, I believe, in elevation. And what a great hole for elevation to sponsor.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, very good. The second hardest hole, right after 11 and 12, are the two hardest holes on the course. This looks smooth.
Wow. Oh, it took a little kick, but he should be good there for the approach and for a putt.
You want to see a shot like that rewarded with the birdie, though. That was a really nice, smooth shot. Also a nice shot from Eric. It looked like he got down the hill.
That stayed straight way longer than I thought it was going to.
It flipped up the flat. It looked like it was going to get the fade, but it just kept pushing. Beat this.
Oh. He's taking a few really sad beats on these trees.
Yeah.
And that's the tough choice.
Yep.
To run it or not, especially with that elevation, because
look at Eric's drive. This is
wow.
That's a good drive. Let's see if he can get this bird here.
Oh.
So close. I'm sure he wants that back, I'm sure.
Oh.
All these guys are, they're so close that the pressure's just building on them to try and separate themselves, especially for Eric. He wants to put a little space in between him and Dan. He knows that at any moment, either one of those, Dan or Lucas, can really get hot and chase him down.
There's the bird.
Oh, great birdie from Josiah. Only one of 2 birdies on this hole. Josiah and Sheldon. Sheldon Wakefield.
Now, I wasn't on site this day, but was this as screaming as hot as I think it was?
Wait, screaming is hot. Like it was hot, or
Yes.
it was warm. It was warm. They were definitely sweating, and definitely in the second round. These are in the all red position. These are long layouts.
Yeah.
People definitely start to wear down and get tired. These guys still look like they're battling and pushing and attacking the course, but it was definitely warm.
Hole 13, par 4, 576. Another one of my favorite holes.
I love hole 13. I think it is a gorgeous hole.
Just, an opportunity, like I said, for a lot of fun shots.
Yep. It goes left, and then it comes back right. A really, really great hole. Another hole with your tee shot, the placement is very important.
Yes. Yes, and sometimes deceptive as well, because you think you have a good shot and then you get down there and you're just a little too far to the left.
Right. It's definitely one where practice and local knowledge really pays off.
Yes.
Now, I have to admit, I was watching this in real time, and that was just an incredible shot.
That was wild.
Yeah. I mean, really, really a great shot. The cameraman did a great job of getting behind him, but he was, really backed up against the bushes and just, it was fun to watch.
Oh,
That, not so much.
that's a heartbreak.
Yes, it is.
And this is what I was kind of getting at with that. You think you have a great drive, and then you get over there.
Oh, that was going to be not bad. And that.
Oh,
Another tough one. And on top of all these guys being good disc golfers, they were all, fun to follow and generally positive. So real easy to root for these guys.
yeah. What a great card.
Yep. See if Eric can bring one up here.
Get it.
Wow.
Get it. Absolutely perfect.
He is not letting up. At least a 50-footer from there, maybe 60 feet.
Oh,
Oh, that's
oh
a hard break.
no.
And you can see he was probably having to contend with some bushes in front of him, some little branches that he had to navigate around.
Yeah, this is another green where you have a tough backdrop there.
See if Lucas can get the bird. Oh,
Great putt.
very impressive.
That
That second shot that he had was unreal.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was just gonna say. And a tough double dog.
I've been there myself. Of course, I am not the player that Josiah is, so it's not that surprising for me.
Out of Bounds Disc Golf here, sponsoring hole 14, par 3, 247. It's another fun hole in both positions, A and B.
Yep.
Got Amando off the tee, just to kind of protect everybody over on hole 15.
Mm-hmm.
Go hit it.
And this little sapling that Eric's gonna hit,
Oh,
that is making this as that gets bigger, that is making this hole harder and harder.
very much so. I can't tell you how many times I hit that thing.
Hmm.
Go in.
And that looks nice.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Can't see where it landed, but
Luke is hoping to take advantage of Eric's, not a bad tee shot, but not perfect. Seeing if he can make something happen.
that might be a little short. Might have broke a little early.
Stay over for the man.
And that is nice.
That looks good. That looks good.
Yeah, so a tough putt here.
Oh!
I take it back. I take it back. He makes it look effortless.
He sure does. And again, this is uphill. It's not translating to video, but he's putting uphill there.
Just putting on a clinic of smoothness. Oh, and a great putt there from Dan.
I think every time Dan and Lucas thinks that they're going to get something on Eric, he's just draining these big long putts. Very fun to watch.
What a drive. Just
Yes.
cooked it over.
Mm-hmm. He might have chased he might have scared the basket with that drive.
Yeah. Is that our first star frame?
I think it is.
Look at
This is
us.
our first star frame.
Lightning Disc Golf bringing you hole 15, par 3, 326. There's our lovely log structure. That's how Lee and I met.
Yes. We did some work there early. That log had a banner of Battaglia Auto. They've been an ace level sponsor of this tournament for the last 3 years. Oh. That's a nice smooth shot. Did he just fall off the side there?
It looked like he might have slipped a little.
Yeah.
Some improvements made to this tee pad recently, actually.
That's right. One of our longtime volunteers and dedicated volunteers, Mike Tomlin, just putting in a landing zone in front of the tee pad for some added safety. Get left here.
Doesn't look like
Doesn't like it. Yeah. That looked like he was trying to roll it.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
It looks like it got over, but it doesn't look like it got all the way.
Right. Might not have stood up for him and curled up, but an interesting idea. This is definitely one where it's
Wow.
it seems short, right? The 330, 326 seems like you should be able to get a bird here, but it is a hard green to access. Just the shape of it makes a right-hand hyzer is not going to get there.
Yeah. There is that somewhat route able to be taken in the winter to take a more direct shot at it, but
Right.
it just does not work in the summer.
No.
Just cleaning up.
Mm-hmm. This is the one place almost exactly on par No birdies at all in the second round.
Wild.
Yeah.
Hole 16, par 3, 305. Shout out to Upper Park Disc Golf.
I personally love this hole in the silver position. Of course, that's my lefty bias coming into play.
Yes. I actually like it in the silver myself. And it's mostly because of that pine tree that you're looking at right there.
Yeah, it stops a lot of good tee shots from being closer.
Get around it.
Eric just playing that very smoothly. Looks like he beat the corner. Oh, Luke is going in a little early there, right?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
Dan going wide, but getting around it.
Yep. And I was just going to say, you don't have a lot of room on that right-hand side to swing it wide.
Lee, was that you down there?
I think that was me. And I was clapping, so that must have been a good finish for Dan.
Yeah, Lucas with tough placement there. But it looks like it.
Yep, he finished. He got out of there. There you go.
Great putt to clean up that par.
Right, scrambles for his par. Should love these competitors. They're just, not happy with par. Always pushing, always wanting that birdie. It's fun to watch.
Oh. If he wanted to sue that basket, I would represent him.
What a steal. Oh, there you go. Another birdie. Just now he's finally starting to put a little distance between him and Dan and him and Lucas.
Great drive there from Dan.
Yeah. And we got a battle here between Lucas and Dan. Eric's got a little gap there. Still not, still lots of golf to play, and we got 2 hard holes coming up, so things could happen. But
speaking of Dan, here's a tournament sponsor, Daniel J. O'Brien Esquire. Bringing in hole 17, par 4, 515. This is one of the newer additions, this pin position, right?
Yep, this was one that we did before last year's tournament.
Now, temporary Mando on the right here, keeping people from going over the rough.
There's some picnic tables for the right-hand side there that we want to keep people away from, especially these guys with these giant arms.
And that looks great. I don't know where it landed, but that looks exactly like what you want to do.
Yeah.
Oh, get around it. Oh, no.
Ooh, and Luke is swinging that a little too far out left. He does not like it.
I feel it. I feel that pain.
Yep. You beat this tree. Oh, there you go. All right.
Now, luckily, I'll take a kick to the left over a kick to the right any day.
And that looked like an amazing second shot. I don't know where he finished, but that looked like that might have turned out really good. Let's see where he ends up. That was a great shot from where he was. Again, just showing how these guys can scramble from just lots of different positions. And this is Dan's drive. That's an incredible drive.
Right by the B position.
Mm-hmm.
Great shot.
Yeah, playing this.
And a great approach.
Making it look easy. That's a really great job.
Get past it.
Another
17.
hole. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say 17 is one of my favorite holes.
Yes, it's great. And you know what? It just get like this edition just made it even better. Like even
Yes.
before this pin was put in, it was a phenomenal hole. And now
Mhm.
this is just
Isaac.
delightful.
good.
What I was gonna say is this is another hole with the average of par.
Right on par. That's it, right? I think when we had it in the shorter C position, it was still a par four, but it was a really soft par four, and we moved it back and make it a little more challenging. Uh, yeah, just a real good hole right now.
See if Lucas can take this putt down. Of course he can.
Yeah.
Now I was a little concerned on that throw. It was a beautiful throw, but as you can see, there is a little out of bound there. But
That
he was safe,
white stakes. Yep.
clearly safe from it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Out of bounds, and this being one of our newer holes, the rough to the left and the rough to the right and the rough long is still very, very thick. It has not been beaten down.
Lee, you mentioned them earlier, but here we go. Battaglia Auto Sales, bringing us hole 18, a par 4, 510-foot finish, Fort Washington Disc Golf Open.
Eric seems to have some cushion, but it's a good battle for second place here.
And this is a hole where anything can happen.
Yes. One of them decides to get aggressive, see how it plays out. Oh, come on, get some fade.
Looks like it caught a little bit of a tree that might have stopped it there.
Eric's still playing a pretty aggressive shot there.
That is. It does look like he might have wanted it to flip up a little more than it did.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Push.
flipping it up.
Oh.
You said throw it low. Throw it low, buddy.
Lucas has had some incredible drives just stolen by some trees.
Yeah. And Josiah out here still battling.
Doesn't look like he got what he wanted out of that throw.
I don't think so. We'll have to see where Lucas is, but
Oh,
open the door a little bit for Lucas. Good shot from
and
Eric.
that's it.
Yeah, nice controlled shot.
That's such a wussy shot. Wow.
Oh,
Hello.
This second shot, I'm a big fan of a roller there, to be honest, to get through these kind of guardian trees out front.
it's a low ceiling. It's definitely a low ceiling. There's a couple trees in there that are dead that I'll let them come down in their good time, but I'm not going to be sad when they do come down.
Yes, yes.
Why
Oh.
mad at frisbee? It's just chuck it. Chuck it. Chuck it.
Oh,
Those are the putts when you feel it in your hand even before it leaves, when you're just
Right.
like, oh, I know.
mm-hmm. It's frustrating.
It's frustrating, but still, 10 down. What a respectable finish.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody going to clean up here.
Here we go, Eric tapping out his win.
Tapping out a win with a
birdie,
bird.
too. Birdie, that's great to see.
Take one last stroke from everybody.
Right. Real nice player, real nice family. Love to see Eric get this win here.
And well deserved. Like I said, he played this course perfectly, and here is a perfect representation of what we're talking about. What a putt.
Well, there you go. There's our top 10.
See some good friends in there.
Chris Villa, local player. Sheldon Wakefield coming on strong. Well, I gotta thank you, Nate. It was a pleasure doing this with you, and I gotta thank our sponsors again, our title sponsor, D-Town Disc Golf, and the friends of Sedgley Woods sponsoring us, Dan O'Brien, Tannery Run, Battaglia Auto for the 3rd year. Just thanks to all of those guys, and thanks to all the volunteers at the fort for keeping the course looking great and putting on this great tournament.
And thank you, Lee, and thanks, Scott, for backing you up on putting on yet another brilliant tournament. I've been Nate Runkel, and this is my good buddy Lee Gould.
See ya, everyone.